नमस्कार। किसकी बनेगी तेलंगाना में सरकार? क्या बीआरएस की हैट्रिक होगी या बीजेपी का कमल खिलेगा या कांग्रेस की होगी वापसी? 2014 में तेलंगाना प्रदेश का गठन हुआ था। तब से लेकर अब तक क्या कुछ सफर रहा है? क्या बीआरएस का रिपोर्ट कार्ड रहा है? लेकिन उससे बड़ा जो सवाल है, जो तेलंगाना का मैंडेट है, यहां की जनता की आवाज, वो इस सरकार को, यहां की रूलिंग डिस्पेंसेशन के काम को, जो कि वो दावा करते हैं कि उन्होंने बहुत कुछ किया है, एक मॉडर्न स्टेट को बनाया है, क्या वो वाकई एक हकीकत है? हम आप तक लेके आ रहे हैं खास प्रेजेंटेशन हैदराबाद से, जो कि तेलंगाना की कैपिटल है, और हमारे साथ हाई पावर्ड पैनल है जिससे हम इन सब मुद्दों के बारे में बात करेंगे। लेट मी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंट्रोड्यूस माय हाई पावर्ड पैनल। ऑन माय लेफ्ट आई हैव एम्बेसडर डॉक्टर विनोद कुमार रिप्रेजेंटिंग कांग्रेस पार्टी हियर। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन दिस स्पेशल वीडियो conclave. With him is the arch rival from the BJP, Amarnath Sarungola, representing Bharatiya Janata Party here. Thank you so much, and also welcoming Professor Sridhar N, Dean of Mahindra University School of Media Studies. He's a renowned communication expert from Telangana, and also welcoming a very, very renowned and veteran journalist from the state of Andhra, Satish Chandraji, senior journalist and political analyst. Thank you all of you gentlemen for joining us, and I'm going to quickly start with you. If you look at the high octane campaign this time around, और अगर tenure की बात की जाए, तो there is this Congress versus BJP tussle, especially Congress BRS tussle, I beg your pardon. 9.5 years versus 55 or 50 plus years of Congress rule. But at the same time, anti-incumbency is what BRS is refusing to take. What makes Congress party so confident that you will be able to dislodge an uninterrupted run of BRS this time? On basis of what?
It's very simple. 10 years failures are glaring at everybody. Not in one field, take from any field. We'll start with simple. Where are these jobs? Nilu, Nidulu, Niyamakalu. On that plank, they say we got Telangana on this basis, but unfortunately, even when the present Chief Minister praising in the Hall of Assembly, saying that yes, we struggled a lot, but for Sonia Gandhi, we got this Telangana. Of course, she has taken a bold decision and given it, and then the state was given to KCR on the platter. And then claiming, yes, we have done so much, but when you...
If you gave them the state on platter, but they came back twice with a mandate, how did that happen?
Yeah, you are right asking that question. There are two things. Any war, winning war, strength of own and weakness of the opposition. So Congress people, they were fighting inside. Many, all you know, it's an open secret. Instead of united fight, they say, I am the Chief Minister, I am the Chief Minister.
So at least you're agreeing on the national media that in fighting killed Congress here.
Naturally, that is true. But they have overcome now. That's what I want to say.
Okay, that's a thing of past.
No, that's what. Because of those things, and they could not get into that whatever perception of the people that these people are capable of ruling us and bringing the state prosperity. Then they said, on the other hand, KCR was... I think well equipped or well could manipulate well to convince the people, yes, he brought this state.
Okay, so you're saying KCR manipulated people of Telangana, and that's how they stayed in power for 2 consecutive terms. Let me take this one to the BJP. Now, you again this time around you're pitching as an opposition replacing Congress. But if you look at your performance in 2018, it's nothing to write home about. एक सीट आपने लिया 119 सीटों में. अभी अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं आप कितने confident हैं और आपको क्या लगता है कि how will BJP or on what basis is BJP so confident of making inroads in Telangana?
See, we are utterly confident of coming back to power here. See, on fundamental things, basically KCR has come to power on 3 fundamental things: Nilu, Nidulu, Niyamakalu. And all 3 he has failed utterly, disaster failure, and his credibility as a leader has come down to negative. It did not even stop at 0. So it's always the leader's credibility as well as the commitment and the work done delivered by the party. And on both fronts, this particular government has failed. On the other hand, you see the Congress The Congress party is claiming that they are coming with some guarantees.
Six
some,
guarantees
some
galore
all
that they're
fake,
trying to
all
sell.
fake guarantees. Because in Chhattisgarh, in Karnataka, in Himachal Pradesh, they have come to power by manipulating people. Because they are saying all fake things. If you look at those 66 points,
let me complete. नहीं एक मिनट, आप BRS से भी लड़ रहे हैं, आप कांग्रेस से भी लड़ रहे हैं, आप AIMIM से भी लड़ रहे हैं.
Yes.
आपको नहीं लगता कि आपके लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा mammoth task है? Because let's face it, you have two regional heavyweights in front.
With MIM, I don't want to talk because today in GHMC, both MIM and BRS are in ruling. And previously it is always MIM plus Congress. So when I talk about the Congress, when I talk about the BRS, it is all inclusive of MIM. There is no party as such MIM here.
Okay.
Because it's always camouflaged in the leader.
So for BJP here, AIMIM of Asaduddin Owaisi is equivalent to Congress plus BRS.
Yes.
Okay. So this whole
the mask is always either they have one mask of Congress.
Achha.
When Congress was in power, and the other mask, that is BRS now, previously TRS, now this is another mask. And tomorrow if somebody else will come other than BJP, they'll keep that mask also.
Before I go to Sridharji, I want to ask you, since you talked about the percentage of the population living and the tier system and all, but you don't advocate reservation.
No, it's wrong.
Okay, let's talk about this. Now, I'm not saying AIMIM and BJP are really fighting tooth and nail on this issue of reservation. Quota.
You should understand, we are the only party since the independence, previously Janasangh, we are the only party never ever talked against reservations. We have always
stand here 4% reservation.
I'll come to that. Let me complete.
Sure.
So we have always on the basis of social justice. Because see, the very recent issue of SC subcategorization, that is the biggest issue for the last 50 years. The last 30 years, one single organization has been fighting tooth and nail within the people, within the courts, everywhere, in Supreme Court also. With the recent judgment of Supreme Court in 2022, some window is open. Immediately we have grabbed it. We have been supporting that particular movement since the beginning. So SC subcategorization is the biggest issue in Dalit community, and it has been biggest issue, and today also it's the biggest issue. We are solving that issue.
So you're saying you're a secular party? You're saying you're a secular party?
No. We are a secular party. Any political party in India registered, we will write it down on the paper of it, then we are the secular party. But we always fight for the social justice.
Okay.
Secondly, 75 years both in Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh and now Telangana, 52% of the population, that is BC backward classes, never had a representation on the helm of the affairs.
तभी आप इनको कह रहे हैं कि हमें वोट दे और हम आपको backward class chief minister देंगे.
Yes, of course. But how can you make chief minister?
But अभी आपने कहा कि आपके secular credentials है. Aren't you appeasing or reaching out to a particular caste or a particular strata of the society? Aren't you misleading them?
No. See, we are now talking about a particular slogan, which is not our slogan, which has never been our slogan, which is a slogan of 52% of the people.
All right.
So we have to understand the people and take that, we adopted their slogan, that is BCCM. It's not our slogan.
Okay, point taken. Opening remarks. What is this, first of all, I want, because you both are a neutral voice here. Okay, they are talking as, they are politicians. Team A, Team B, BRS, AIMIM, Congress, mudslinging, Team A of the BJP, Team B of the BJP. Do you think this whole conversation that is revolving around this team business and reservation in these elections, they are rallying points, but do you think this whole thing will cut ice with the people of Telangana? What do you think will be the rallying point when they come out to vote on 30th?
None of us here are actually representing that voice, and that's the problem. In 2019, CSDS did a great survey where it said that on social media, most of the voices are the privileged voices. The underprivileged voices are not actually heard, whether it's on this platform, of course, they can hear it on Doordarshan later, but the representation of those voices on this platform is highly lacking. So that's point number one, which is exactly what you're saying, is that what do you think are those points? Those points are not these points. The points that if you, for example, talk to a cab driver, right, or if you talk to students, their issues are slightly different. Now, in this A party, B party, the B party of the BRS, which is
purely for optics, does it make sense?
It seems to be for optics, but the added complication in all this is that, for example, if you ask a Muslim person from the old city, they're more confused now because of this whole new AIMIM statement, which could be optics, but they've made that statement saying that they're pretty much supporting BRS, and especially because they have not contested against each other in certain constituencies. That is a real issue. That is not an optical issue. That
no, but AIMIM is aiming at other states. BRS is aiming more at Maharashtra. Okay, let's talk about AIMIM.
Yes.
He wants to make inroads in Gujarat, in UP, etc. But in his own backyard, we see 119 seats where they are contesting again on this time around less than 10. And then you are talking, you lecturing, the tall talk on reservation and development and all of that.
But I'm also very confused.
No,
right
is
now,
he doing a favor to the BRS or to the Congress?
That's a great question. I don't
What kind of
think he's
relationship do they have?
right? So all this time, how have you first of all communicated to the people? Because all this time, he was just telling us that basically they are the B party of the Congress.
Correct.
And the Congress is saying that they are the B party of now the BRS, which seems to be more obvious after the statements of Mr. Owaisi. Now, has this kind of communication reached the last
आपने
mile?
बहुत अच्छा एक ये पॉइंट जो रेज किया है कि क्या यहाँ की पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज, चाहे आप दो रीजनल हेवीवेट्स की बात करें, बीआरएस, एआईएमआईएम, और दो बड़ी नेशनल पार्टीज की बात करें, सर आपसे सवाल है, कांग्रेस या बीजेपी, कम्युनिकेट नहीं कर पा, और ये एक वन ऑफ द चैलेंजेस ऑफ द न्यू स्टेट है. देयर हैज बीन अ वाइड कम्युनिकेशन / ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट. टीआरएस केम टू पावर राइडिंग हाई ऑन द तेलंगाना मूवमेंट, brigade or whatever movement, okay, and then gradually that has lost steam. That emotional Telangana movement has lost steam. Now people want results on ground, but communicate nahi ho paya.
Right.
Satish ji.
Yeah. It's almost 9 years have gone by since Telangana was formed. So it's a newly carved out state, but think of any newly carved out state of late, let it be Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand and whatever the state is, Uttarakhand. By the time the state was carved, whatever the party was in power, that was immediately unseated in the next term. But that hasn't happened here. So that's point number one. Why? In fact, the urge for having statehood for Telangana has been there right from the days of 68 or 69 India. Almost many decades. Many aspirations were there within the minds and hearts of the people. So, whatever party that is in power, the party cannot satisfy all the aspirations, cannot meet. So it was bound to fall in the next elections. So it was scheduled in the year 2019, but it was preponed. So why it was preponed? There was fear of anti-incumbency, clear, right? So anti-incumbency, whether today is there or not, it has been there for years together. So, but with the political strategy KCR was evolving.
Try to evade it.
Yeah. And the elections, the parliament and assembly elections were made apart. They were not, earlier there was simultaneous polls when the state was together for at least for few years, few terms. And last what happened in the 2019, again, the same anti-incumbency was reflected in the parliament polls in the very next year. Because out of 17...
So what's the point you're trying to...
Yeah, I'm arriving at the point. There is anti-incumbency. So that was the starting point of our discussion. But who is going to bank on, who is going to capitalize it? That is the question, of course. Congress or BRS? Okay, you are talking about the B party like MIM. So MIM has been there, you know very well. MIM contests in the places where it doesn't even get 2 or 3% of votes also. So some people brand it as, because it is contesting in all other northern states and other states, and it is taking away some cake from Congress and helping out BJP. But that could not be the main intention of the party.
By default itself.
Yes. Here also, there is a peculiar geopolitics. So, Old City, it is confined mostly to Old City, MIM. And so it cannot spread beyond that. So it has to maintain its grip over that.
It's concentrated in a certain...
So the game within the Old City is totally in variance with the game outside the Old City.
अब क्या देख रहे हो पापा? तुम कहते हो ना कि स्टॉक मार्केट में बहुत सोच समझकर इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए। बस थोड़ा सा ज्ञान ले रहा हूँ। किससे? हर एक स्टॉक्स एक्सपर्ट है, मस्त एजुकेशनल वीडियोस बनाता है और अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट की टिप्स भी देता है।
पापा इन वीडियोस पे ना जाएं, अपना रिसर्च खुद करें या सेबी रजिस्टर्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर से संपर्क करें। एजुकेशन के नाम पर कुछ इन्फ्लुएंसर्स अक्सर इन्वेस्टर को मिसगाइड करते हैं, नुकसान आपका होगा।
सोच कर, समझ कर, इन्वेस्ट कर।
साल बरस और सदी नहीं, एक युग गुजर जाएगा। उम्र न पूछो वंडर की, जब फर्क नजर आएगा। वंडर सीमेंट, फर्क नजर आएगा।
In the first round, we kind of understood the political alignments as far as these assembly polls are concerned. Now, going back to the challenges bit, Ambassador, look at the unemployment rate here. I mean, the reports suggest around 15%, which is bigger than the national average of 10%. Yes. So, what has BRS? I'm sorry, we must tell our viewers. We reached out to BRS multiple times, officially and through unofficial quarters also. But reasons better known to them, the ruling dispensation did not send their representative to the show on the national television. Anyway, but the show must go on, as they say. What happened in 9.5 years? There are government jobs, more than I think 2 lakh government jobs. Yes. There are different figures in different reports, but more than a lakh are lying vacant. Aren't all of you answerable to the youngsters of Telangana? आपको तो स्टेट बना दिया, मूवमेंट में आपने इमोशंस में आके वो कर दिया जो किया, लेकिन व्हाट अबाउट द फ्यूचर जनरेशन?
Jobs in private sector or public?
Government. I'm first sticking to the government job and the unemployment overall. Yeah.
Okay. I think I need to get a fair amount of time for me, because you started with me just 1 minute. It has gone.
Okay, go ahead.
I just
Please
wanted
go ahead.
to start.
Go ahead.
Yes, you are right. Best thing you pointed out, the most important point first. As I said, Neelu, Nidlu, Niyamakal, whatever 3 points, basic points on which the movement was almost built and fought. But after coming into the power, in assembly hall itself, the chief minister announced, yes, 2 lakh jobs, will fill it up immediately, and all, whatever, you know, the rhetoric was there. But what happened? How many times these people coming from villages and then studying in study circles and then spending nights and then days and then sometimes sleeping.
Why were job notifications also were cancelled repeatedly?
Exactly, that's what, there is no what we call sincere approach from the government. Why? Because the government is interested in whatever irrigation or Kaleshwaram and other projects where you get the kickbacks. But here,
लेकिन आप भी तो 50 साल तकरीबन यहाँ पे रूल किए, आप लोगों ने, आपका रिपोर्ट कार्ड, आप आंसरेबल है, आप इनको बताइए, आपने वो जॉब दी, आपने, हाँ, आप पे भी करप्शन चार्जेस थे?
No, okay, that is there, but coming to the job creations or job whatever filling up and then public service commission working, when you promise the people, yes, and when there are clear-cut vacancies, on that day of government formation, you have the 2 lakh or less than 2 lakh, whatever it is, and then during this 9.5 years, how many vacancies? And then government is least bothered and then unable to conduct it properly. Leakages, court cases, all those, irrespective of all these things.
Rahul Gandhi has promised he'll fulfill these posts.
Definitely.
It's a promise.
It will be done.
So the Congress is promising to fulfill the job vacancies.
Exactly, yes.
And provide more employment. Yes. We'll talk to you if at all you come to power. You will be answerable to
yes,
them.
We are answerable.
BJP,
we are ready to
BRS
answer.
also says that not enough cooperation from the centre.
So let me first start with the challenges that as a younger state like Telangana has started with. See, number one,
what is your plan for the, since we're talking about the
unemployment plan. First, let me list down all the failures starting from economy. Economy, it was a surplus state in 2014 and it is now debt-ridden state, and the debt of Telangana is so surging that it has crossed 7 lakh crores, the monumental 7 lakh crores. On the other hand, if you are taking a debt, you should create the infrastructure, you should create the capital, you should create the jobs. But on the other hand, as you are mentioning, that it is utterly failed in creating even private jobs. Forget even government jobs, because government jobs, they have failed intentionally, because they have failed TSPSC as an organization, they have failed. Because the chairman of the TSPSC says, I'm sorry to say, that I don't know how it has leaked. Technology is available. If you are actually sending one WhatsApp message, you can be routed through who is the sender, the initiator. That is the kind of technology that is available right now, and you are not able to find out who is that culprit. Number one. Number two, they have failed in agriculture. Now today, even today, in every meeting, KCR is saying we have 30 lakh motors. Despite you have spent 1.35 lakh crores on Kaleshwaram and other projects, another 60-70,000 crores, and you are still saying that 30 lakh motors are there in Telangana. What are you talking? Is that rubbish? Are we state people, or are we just dummies here? This is a completely manipulating people and insulting the people's psyche and understanding. The third, they failed in creating human development even. See, I will take you one example. All of you here, many women are there. There is a very sensitive issue which is facing Telangana, very particularly Telangana society. We have villages of widows. Can you believe we have 15.65 lakh widow pensioners? What is the percentage of, we have
unke liye
I'll come to that. This is a very sensitive issue. Don't interrupt me. Let me finish my point. This is a very, very important point. My question is
related to that only, sir.
Let me just finish one sentence. These widows are of the range of the age 30 to 45. Can you believe it? We have villages of widows. Can you believe this is Telangana who is claiming that large GSDP, etc., and how you have failed human development? Such a very, very important issue because of the alcoholism. Every 5 or 6 houses, one belt shop is there. Is this the kind of government that we have wanted? Is this the kind of government that is we have all fought for? For 17 long years now, and previously for last 6 decades that he has mentioned. So this is not the government and the governance that we have fought for.
Okay.
Right? On every front this government has failed. On every front this leadership has failed. What is the leadership here? One family, 2 people, 3 people sitting in the dinner table and deciding for the state of 4.5 crore people? Is it a joke or something? Where is the good governance? The kind of rampant corruption everywhere, every MLA, every MP, every leader of BRS party is either he is like synonymous for kabjas, or he is for the corruption. In Dalit Bandhu there is corruption, in BC Bandhu there is a corruption. Every penny, I think in 30-40 years ago in olden days, people used to say, when Rajiv Gandhi said in one meeting that somebody, government gives 100 paisa and only people receives 15 paisa. Today, not even 15 paisa people are receiving. You see, zero. Everywhere it is on the papers. Dalit Bandhu, it is on the paper. BC Bandhu, it is on the paper.
Can I now move on? Because you mentioned Dalit Bandhu and Raidu Bandhu and these social welfare schemes which जो BRS claim करती है कि ये हमारे social welfare schemes है, we are catering to जो हर तबके को cater कर रहे हैं, लेकिन corruption के reports, opposition क्या कह रही है वो अलग बात है, लेकिन आपने शुरू में कहा कि communicate नहीं हो पाया, लेकिन पूछे बेटी की शादी के लिए आप 1 लाख से ज्यादा देते हैं, लेकिन आप उसमें भी बहुत सारे करप्शन के वो केसेस सामने आए हैं। वो कहते हैं दिल्ली पैसा नहीं देती, पैसे आप लगा रहे हैं, डेट आपका बढ़ता चला जा रहा है, तो क्या बीआरएस की यहाँ पे जवाबदेही नहीं बनेगी?
बीआरएस की जवाबदेही तो बनेगी, पर मुद्दा ये है कि
बिकॉज़ आप वोट मांगने बाहर आ रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। सो देयर इज दिस होल कैंपेन कॉल्ड केसीआर भरोसा, राइट? लाइक वो एक व्यक्ति पे, एक पर्सनालिटी के क्रेडिबिलिटी पे पूरा अपना दाव लगा रही है। दैट कुड बी अ मिस्टेक, बट माय रीडिंग इज जो करप्शन की ये लोग इतनी बात कर रहे हैं वो असल में इतना बड़ा मुद्दा नहीं है जो लोगों में रेजोनेट कर रहा है।
लोगों में क्या रेजोनेट कर रहा है?
लोगों में रेजोनेट ये कर रहा है कि इन्होंने स्कीम्स बड़े अच्छे बनाए, और जैसे आई वाज जस्ट टॉकिंग टू अ कैब ड्राइवर द अदर डे हु गॉट सम छोटा मोटा लैंड इन रूरल तेलंगाना, व्हिच इज ऑफ कोर्स एज यू आर सेइंग दिस इज लार्जली अर्बन स्टेट, बट फिर भी वहां का जो इरिगेशन स्कीम जो भी करप्शन हो, उसने कहा कि उस इरिगेशन स्कीम से हमें बड़ा फायदा हुआ है। वो करप्शन के बारे में नहीं सोच रहा है, वो सोच रहा है हमारा फायदा हुआ कि नहीं हुआ।
तो क्या ये स्कीम्स का जो है बेनिफिशियरीज करप्शन और करप्शन, सवाल ये है कि क्या वो एक लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी, लास्ट मैन इन द क्राउड, या जो उसका बेनिफिशियरी है, जो उसका हकदार है, क्या ये पैसा वहां तक जाता है? क्या ये पैसा वहां तक गया है?
इसका कोई आंकड़ा नहीं है, लेकिन ये पार्टियां जो अपोजिशन में है, क्या इस करप्शन के मुद्दे को ठीक से समझा पा रही हैं कि नहीं? दिस इज कम्युनिकेशन, राइट? क्योंकि अगर आपके लिए करप्शन इतना बड़ा मुद्दा है तो आपने कम्युनिकेट कैसे किया बाकी लोगों को? कैसे ये कैब ड्राइवर मेरे को बता रहा है कि एक मुद्दा नहीं है, मुझे पानी आ रहा है, मुझे पहले, एंड दे कंपेयर, बिकॉज ये यंग सरकार है, हालांकि 9.5 साल हो चुके हैं, फिर भी इन रिलेटिव टर्म्स इट्स यंग, सो इनको लगता है कि ये दे आर एबल टू कंपेयर इवन द रिलेटिवली यंगर फोक लाइक 30-35-year-old people are able to compare their own life before and after, which is a big thing for a new state. Sir was just talking about how what a new state goes through. This is one of those new state muddas कि आप very भली भांति आप कंपेयर कर पा रहे हैं कि पहले कैसा था अब कैसा है। तो अगर इंप्रूवमेंट हुआ है तो उसको 1% या 50% का इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं देख रहा है, वो इंप्रूवमेंट देख रहा है, और वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट
क्या ये कंपैरिजन सतीश जी 9 साल या 10 साल काफी नहीं है या काफी है एक सरकार को अपने एक आपका जो गवर्नेंस रिपोर्ट कार्ड है, आप 10 में से कम अगर 10 में से 10 ही तो कम से कम 10 में से 5 चीजें क्या लोगों को जो आपने प्रॉमिस किया था कि आप वो दे पाए? अगर आपकी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट परसेंटेज नेशनल एवरेज से भी बड़ी है तो क्या आपको हक बनेगा कि आप तीसरा टर्म भी मांगे लोगों से?
Yes, an interesting thing to observe. In fact, this is the third surge of Telangana movement that happened in the year 2014 that came from the students. Mostly students were the motive force, and in fact for the entire movement. Why? Because again, unemployment. If they come out of the campuses, where do they get jobs? So since the state is united, the cake is being taken away by the other state. So that was the main concern of the Telangana students. They agitated. Finally, the outcome again, we have been talking about the incapacity to handle even the recruitment of jobs, let it be TSPSC or something else. Of course, some scams, they happen in other states too. It's like Vyapam scam somewhere else, and Bihar, and when Lalu was in power, and there were many charges. And again here also that is the charge, but leave that thing. But can the government itself provide all the jobs? It cannot. And time and again most of the leaders have been telling that it's not the government that can provide, but at least those jobs that are in the hands of the government, they have to be filled.
Why are these jobs lying vacant still?
Yeah, they have to be filled. Right. Again, another question. While filling the jobs, while providing employment opportunities or education opportunities, reservations we have been talking about, and Sir has talked about.
UCC, do you think, since we are talking about the core issues, do you think that is also going to be, they are trying to make it a uniform civil code, कोई rallying point बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है?
Yeah. So in fact, we need, if we need to arrive at the main points, which that lead these elections, we have to circle around manifestos. Manifestos, what they're promising mostly, farmer is the one sector, and as student is also another important sector, and every party is trying to give a promise for the unemployed youth. In fact, all are telling the lies. Why? Because the potential job potential is very limited in Telangana. Yeah, that's the reason why if somebody comes out, the employment has to be there, will be there, and will compensate with some other thing, will come out with some other welfare scheme. That's not a fair thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can finish this point and I will take the questions. Thanks.
Right. So, first thing is, all the jobs have to be filled. And while filling it, there should not be any politics. We are talking about reservations. OBC reservations based on subcaste too.
This, I'm sorry I'm cutting you because Sridharji wanted to also make a point here on that caste categorization before I take the questions from the audience. Yeah. So, different parties have different positions and it's a little confusing also. It's also contradicting, they're contradicting themselves and they're contradicting with each other also.
Yes. Most of the parties are in favor of ABCD. They are subcategorization. Very few parties are opposing.
Right here, Amarnath was just mentioning that they have never opposed. Now the thing is, there is a move. This is a strong point. This is a strongly divisive point. The point of reservations and whether people now in an urban state, urban folks are generally inclined to go for employment, and such people have. For such people, this is a very divisive point, whether reservations should be there or not. It's very emotional.
Politics, yes.
Yes, it's very much political, but it's also very emotional for them because, whether they're going to be, which side of the divide are they going to be on. So I don't know how that will play out because right now, for example, the Congress National Manifesto about this whole, even the caste census, again, I don't know how they communicated
census ka mudda bhi uthaya.
Yes, absolutely. No, but again, on the other hand, you have things like the UCC, which the BJP wants to bring in. I'm not sure that this is very clear in the minds of the voter. It's a very divisive issue. I'm not sure that they can divide between the parties.
अगर चुनौतियों की वापस हम चुनौतियों पे जाए तो जो केसीआर के वादे थे, पानी, बिजली, जॉब, वही चुनौतियां अभी भी हैं और अगर आप दोबारा तीसरी बार चुन के आते हैं तो मतलब आपने वो इनको पानी दिया, बिजली दी और जॉब दी और अगर नहीं आते हैं तो कौन आएगा वो हमें नहीं पता, वो तो दिसंबर के पहले वीक में ही पता चल जाएगा, लेकिन
एक बाल्टी मिला या एक बूंद मिला ये अलग बात
नहीं, तो उसपे भी तो ये 4 घंटा का सप्लाई वर्सेस 24 आवर सप्लाई, this whole comparison business. Anyway, let's take some questions from
I just want to clarify on the categorization part. See, this is very important because any confusion between the people minds should be clarified. See, subcategorization of SC is very, very important, justified for the last so many years. It is a big movement that has been taken by the Madhika community, Madhika and its subcaste. So we have to understand the aspirations of that youth. We have to understand the aspirations of next generations of that particular community, because even the Supreme Court has very clearly mentioned that all the castes since the independence, when they are grouped as a homogeneous groups, and made it in the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, have to be relooked, because they need not to be homogeneous. They are, even today, the aspirational society is changing every day, and today they are not homogeneous, they are heterogeneous. Even the Supreme Court Chief Justice has commented it.
So, ये landlord versus tenant, Mala, Madhika community or sub community caste system, do you think अभी तेलंगाना के elections में, these third term जो है ये, this is going to go beyond this? जो vote आएगा वो governance पे ही आएगा? No. या जो आप वादे कर रहे हैं, they can dislodge them on the basis.
Can I add something to his point?
Let him finish his point, and I'll come.
See, on one hand, it's a very important thing is delivery, right? What a person wants in the society, and whether he is getting that or not, whether it is employment, whether it is support, whether it is pension, etc., right?
That's the crux.
On the other side, the social justice. See, we are not on the feudal system. You don't want one family sitting on the helm of the affairs and just running show without even coming to the secretariat, even after building the new secretariat for 2,000 crores. So the whole game is, these two have to be balanced. On the one hand, you have to deliver. The other hand is you have to take care of the, I just quote the Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly. What he says is, the entire aim or ambition of a government is to balance between the distribution of economic benefits to the entire
equitable
distribution, and looking after the representation by each and every section of the society also.
More representation हो.
सिर्फ चार दीवारों का मतलब घर नहीं होता. घर तो अपनों से बनता है, अपनों के सपनों से बनता है. हम तो बस आपका साथ निभाते हैं. आप ही तो हैं जो मकान को घर बनाते हैं. SBI होम लोन्स, मकान को घर बनाने के सफर में हमेशा आपका हमसफर.
साल, बरस और सदी नहीं, एक युग गुजर जाएगा. उम्र न पूछो वंडर की, जब फर्क नजर आएगा. वंडर सीमेंट, फर्क नजर आएगा.
तो आपसे आपका साम्राज्य छीनेंगे, हम उनसे भी तो सुने वो क्या कहना चाहते हैं. जी, क्वेश्चन.
Just I want to make it clear what is happening.
एक सेकंड, let it quickly, so we're running short. You have made your point.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
हेलो सर, माय नेम इज़ मोहम्मद अतीक हुसैन. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है सर कि नॉर्मली जो है टिकट्स जो है आप लोग पार्टी के ओनली रिचेस्ट पीपल को देते हैं सर, कोई मिडिल क्लास ना कोई गरीब को देता है. क्यों ऐसा सर?
ये आप दोनों से सवाल पूछ रहे हैं?
जी सर,
बीजेपी से भी सर.
यस सर, यस मैम.
Can you repeat your question?
Distribution of tickets to elites.
Yes. Plenty of getting tickets.
पार्टी टिकट्स जो है सर, आप लोग मोस्टली जो है रिचेस्ट पीपल को देते हैं, नो गरीब को, नो मिडिल क्लास को देते हैं सर.
बताएं, आप बताएं पहले.
Yeah, I'll take this question. See, my dear friend Ali, see, it is not about the richer or the poor, right? If you look at all 119 seats and tickets distribution, you will find every person in that, every community in that. See, the balancing happens at a level of popularity, not on the whether he is poor or whether he is having money. See, if only people with money will get elected, Narendra Modi ji can never become Prime Minister of this country. Only Adani, Ambani, or few others may become Prime Ministers and Presidents of any country for that matter, right? So having said that, BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, always balances, among entire communities. This is not just social engineering. It is also social empowerment also. So when we are, see, if you look at the UP, I'm just trying to answer him by deviating to UP once. In 2017 and 2022, there are many OBC communities who never had a single minister in the entire history, like communities like Nishad. communities like, there is Rajbhar,
So,
I don't remember exact name.
Is this the reason why बीजेपी, क्योंकि टिकट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की बात है, कुछ ऐसे में भी सुनने में भी आया है कि इस बार जो आपने बीजेपी ने टिकट्स का वितरण किया, 50% टिकट्स उन कैंडिडेट्स को गए जो रिलेटिवली वर न्यू इन द पार्टी फोल्ड, और आपका जो ओल्ड गार्ड था उनको कंसिडर नहीं किया, शायद उन्होंने भी शायद ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखा, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट डिबेट, बट पार्टी की कंसिडरेशन थी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तेलंगाना में खास तौर पर कि नए चेहरे सामने आए.
It happens always, ma'am. Any party which is coming very fast with a quantum jump, quantum leap. Suppose it's always like an underdog story, right? So if you have a tournament where one team is considered to be a fourth or fifth, suddenly coming to the power. In Tripura we have come to power, in Haryana we have come to power in the same line. So new people are common.
I'm coming to
see, it's a very natural that a relatively startup, see, I consider Bharatiya Janata Party is a startup in Telangana, right? So when a startup is...
With a quantum jump.
With a quantum jump, right?
Okay,
how startups become unicorns.
Okay, we'll see the results, they will tell. Quickly.
By the time
let him reply to the ticket
by the
distribution.
time the candidates get the tickets, they may be poor or middle class.
But
after
richer?
After 10 years, that's what the statistics have shown.
But Ambassador.
Mr. Ali, I agree with you, yes. All political parties, they are giving many seats to the rich people. Because, I will also ask you a question. What is happening now? Anybody asking beer, biryani, batta, otherwise they don't attend party meetings. Then where from money comes? If I am poor, if you are poor, if you can't spend, then they will say you will not going to win. But in Congress, we have calculated.
We have one family which rules.
We have calculated.
We have one family which rules.
No, where is ruling?
Okay.
Where
no,
is
which
ruling?
rules the roost, not, I mean, let's see whether you come to rule here. But dynastic politics is very interesting. BRS and Congress keep attacking each other. Family politics, family power.
Which party is not having the family members in the political scenario? Tell me.
Maybe you can discuss that. Let me get to the question first. Hanji.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, this panel discussion started with the same thing, it's ending with the same thing.
Which is?
It is, you are trying to one up each other and saying these are all one party, these are all one party. You're saying that BRS, Congress and...
Question.
Yeah. So now coming to the point, you're only trying to one up each other. There is no, the basic necessities are same for everybody. Infrastructure development, human development and unemployment. How are you trying to address it? Because double engine sarkar is what you're telling.
वो बीजेपी बोल
power में बोलते हैं कि कांग्रेस को इतने साल दिया है, हमें भी दे दो. So a known devil is better than an unknown god. So why can't we go for BRS again?
Okay. Before that, can I ask you, because you're one of the youngest, or the young brigade, representing young brigade, are you satisfied with whether your educational opportunities, your education, you talk about your job opportunities?
See, like we're telling, ma'am, right now, it is a comparatively new state. So we, compared to what it was before, yeah, we are happy. But then there is a lot of scope for improvement. But how are they going to address it? Because they're trying to only one up each other.
Acha. BJP, would you like to take this one?
Yeah. See, the issue is, it's not, it's about the potential of the state, right? You cannot compare this Telangana with something in the northeast or something on the, see, we always called Bimaru states, right? Why Telangana or Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh United? Here, this society has always been enterprising. You should understand this. As youngsters, you people should understand. We have always been enterprising societies, enterprising communities. There are, you count number of infrastructure companies, it always used to come from Hyderabad. There are number of manufacturing companies, always used to come from Hyderabad. Entrepreneurship during entire 90s coming from Hyderabad. So this enterprising society, unless you address the enterprising nature of the and aspirations of the society, how can you develop as a state? So the issue that I was trying to bring you is this particular government is getting elected, this particular party is getting elected with 45% votes, and he is only governing 45% votes, forgetting remaining 55% of the votes. Because they are not addressing the aspirations of the, see, I'll tell you one example. In one tribal location in Kottagudem district, one Girijan community boy must think about getting a wonderful job in Hyderabad or even USA, or why not Delhi? Why should we think only you give 3,016 rupees to that guy and forget it?
Correct. Okay.
That's completely rubbish.
Okay. One last question, and that would be for the Congress party, because sir hasn't addressed any of the questions. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Shravan. So the state's, the challenge of the current young state, economy and development, if we consider the two aspects of the development factors. So if we say that the unemployment crisis is more in Telangana, where 20 lakh people have approached TSPSC for a government application form, right? That is one scenario. The growth of GDP, per capita income is higher, at 15% rate according to the statistics given by the government in the budget session. So each person's income is somewhere around 3 lakhs. If the unemployment is higher, 20 lakh people are not having employment. So where this money is exactly going, whether this will be considered as a development or the economic progress, how we have to see this scenario? Is any political party ready to address this issue?
Congress, Ambassador.
Excellent question. Yes, I would love to have it, because what is happening, lap-sided growth. For example, 2-3 Ambanis, Adanis earning lakhs of crores of rupees, and then rest of the people are going down the whatever the poverty line. And then when you say, yes, India GDP is so much and we are going on 7%, 6%, hardly matters.
Okay.
So when you say this much, whatever state GDP is increasing, but at the same time, unemployment is skyrocketing, poverty is going, means there is mismanagement. Because of this mismanagement, things are going in the drain. So when Congress government comes, transparently, for example, RTI Act gave the Congress government gave RTI Act. Everything is black and white. You can search even the websites. Now you cannot find what is happening in the government, and then everything is black. Supreme Court has to come heavily and then ask the central government, state government, appoint the election, the information commissioners, and then take the RTI questions. So this is happening because the mismanagement and then self-interest. For example, whichever party is in power now, state or center, how much money they are getting in these the political bonds. See, so much money, unaccountable, and no questions, no answers. So
accountability of the ruling dispensation tops the list when it comes to one of the challenges. I'll have to quickly wrap it up, but before that, because we have two political panelists, I need a figure from you. Out of 119, do you think you're going to better the tally of 2018? What is the number that you're looking?
We are going to win the elections.
On your own?
Minimum 65 on our own, yes.
On your own?
Yes.
Okay. You will not need anybody's help?
No.
No handshaking?
No. If somebody is coming and supporting with the same ideology, and if
you're open. You're open.
Yes. If somebody is for the sake of better rule. You see, for example...
And that's going to be the headline.
No, that is true.
We will come on our own, but we are open for anybody to come.
We want welfare of the people main.
Okay.
If somebody comes and joins hands, always welcome.
Okay. Got it. Political. Yes, go ahead.
We are coming to the power.
One figure.
And we are forming...
One figure out
whatever is needed for forming the government, we are coming with...
With joining hands or without joining hands?
Why joining hands? We are coming to the power, right?
Okay.
So we are coming to the power.
If you need some numbers.
See, 60 is the simple majority, right? So if you get 60, you will form the government.
If not, maybe some numbers here and there. Some
if
seats
not
here
is what? You are asking me whether you come to the government,
I'm asking you.
How can I say if
Are you open to the alliances? Are you open to the alliances?
See, we are not allying neither with BRS nor with Congress party. We are ideologically opposite parties. How can we align with?
That's the answer. Simple answer.
We are profoundly against Congress party since independence. We have never even
and profoundly against BRS.
Yes, profoundly, right.
So BJP is profoundly against BRS and Congress. Congress is profoundly against BJP.
They are together with BRS.
But Congress, are you profoundly against AIMIM? But BRS is not here to say whether they are profoundly against AIMIM or not. I have to wrap it up.
One point I want to tell because Kavita is not arrested, and then all raids are going only in the Congress party.
Kavita ji has given us an exclusive interview. She has answered all those questions. I need to wrap it up. This discussion. Yes. We have asked her all these questions, but thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. And I must thank my conclave audience here from Telangana. Thank you very much, all of you, for raising those questions. And let me thank Ambassador Vinod Kumar. Thank you very much, sir. Ambarnath ji from the BJP. Thank you. Also, Professor Sridhar N for joining us on the show and thanking Satish Chandra ji. Thank you very much. So there are many challenges as far as the ruling dispensation of the BRS is concerned, क्योंकि हम बात कर रहे हैं नए देश की नए प्रांत की चुनौतियों का, the challenges of the new state. It's the mandate of the people which takes the final call. BRS का क्या रिपोर्ट कार्ड रहा और उस रिपोर्ट कार्ड में हालांकि वो दावे बहुत बड़े-बड़े कर रहे हैं कि उन्होंने जो वादे किए थे वो पूरे हुए हैं, लेकिन ये तो वक्त ही बताएगा कि क्या बीआरएस को हैट्रिक बनाने का मौका मिलेगा यहाँ पे, या कांग्रेस या किसी और पार्टी की, बीजेपी की, यहाँ पे बीजेपी की शुरुआत या कांग्रेस की वापसी। इसी के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अनु, आप सभी का थैंक यू वेरी मच।
हमारे पद में इस बार मिलिए